and bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's all.
Oh, yeah. Arise, oh compatriots, Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom.
Hello, my people. LEMFI, the International Money Transfer Service, is here to provide you with a simple and efficient money transfer experience with no fees and the best rate in the industry. If you are in the US, UK, and Canada, LEMFI is here to serve you and help you transfer money to over 21 countries. In all ramifications, they are better than their competitors. We at the Dr. Damages Show are happy to partner with them to satisfy your needs. To that end, anyone who signs up with them using the referral code DOCTOR will get $30 cash back the first time you send $100 or more. From now until July 10th, 2024, LEMFI will enter your name into a raffle draw where you can win an iPhone, Apple Watch, MacBook, gift cards, and others. For an icing on the cake, the first 20 people to use Dr. Damages code DOCTOR will get a signed copy of one of his books, This American Life Safe or Chimamanda, The Adventures of Little Mermaid's African Cousin. Hello, my people. LEMFI, the International Money Transfer Service, is here to provide you with a simple and efficient money transfer experience with no. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
And tonight, this gentleman will be making his network television debut. This is his most recent album right here. It's called Spirit of Love. We're very pleased to welcome Majek Feshek.
Arise from your sleep, Africa. Rise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. There's work to be done, America. But if we unite, we will be free. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for new America. Oh, remember, Martin Luther King, who are the dream for new America. They say you are black, they say you are brown, they say you are black, they say you are brown. Only the angels of Jah is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long, too long, so long, too long. We've been sitting down so long. We've been a fool around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. So much work to be done, America. But if we unite, hey, we will be free so long, too long, so long, too long. Pressing down for so long.
People who feels the pulse. Now you know everything is increasing like mad. Things places you could go with 100 naira before, you are not talking about quadruple, triple the price. I tell you, we are seeing what happening in France is not a threat to anybody, but it's when you hold the populace down for a while and for a long time, even goats can bite when they see no other ways that they can escape. People who feels the pulse. Now you know everything is increasing like mad. Things places you could go with 100 naira before, you are not talking about quadruple, triple the price. I tell you, we are seeing what happening in France is not a threat to anybody, but it's when you hold the populace down for a while and for a long time, even goats can bite when they see no other ways that they can escape. People who feels the pulse. Now you know everything is increasing like mad. Things places you could go with 100 naira before, you are not talking about quadruple, triple the price. I tell you.
Okay. Children are born and put on a rubber stool. No, I tell people, Dr. Damages, you need to come, if you want to know the level of poverty in Nigeria, you need to enter the Nigerian hospital. You'll be walking at the doctor, sometimes you cry. Sometimes we use our money to give patients. So when people see doctors go on strike, I get mad. I had to leave. It's painful. You see a child that you're taking care of. After a few days, the child is getting retrogressing. The child is getting worse by the day because the drug you recommended, you prescribe for the child, they cannot take the child's prescription to the pharmacy. There is no money. They don't have money in their account. The little baby that is so fragile, you manage to take their blood sample. They cannot process the blood sample because the person at the lab said no, they don't have the money in their account. They will take my salary if I process this sample. So you watch the innocent baby go retrogress. What do? You take our money from your pocket and give that parent, madam, please go and put in this account. Let me see this child get better. And we're here defending thieves because they give you $5,000, $1,000. What is $1,000? Children are born and put on plastic chairs in Nigeria. Are we not ashamed of ourselves? And we'll call Obi stingy. Let him be prudent and let us have functioning hospitals. Let us have good roads. Our people are dying. Children are dying by the day. I had somebody when I was in Calabar. And when I was still a medical student, the man I used to buy something from at Amaya Market, his child was born premature. Guess what? But the child was older than the other child that survived. Why did his child die? Because the child missed the last incubator that was available. The other child that was born that was weaker had the incubator. His child did not have any incubator. They had to wrap the child and put a lamp beside him. That child died.
Oh.
And you don't have the effrontery to come here and defend Tinubu Atiku.
Oh no, it's so sad. It's so sad.
You want to know poverty? Enter the hospitals of Nigeria. You don't know nothing.
It's so
So we
sad.
have to be very careful what we say. Very careful. There's poverty in the land. There's poverty in the land. A lot of poverty in the land. People die by the day.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Children are born and put on a rubber.
There is a call for protests. I'm not a part of it. I do not know those who are organizing it. But I know throughout history, protests have ignited some of the most powerful social movements, exposing injustice, demanding accountability, and inspiring hope for a brighter future. Protest holds power. For example, unity in pain. When people protest, it shows them that they are not alone in their suffering. It is a catalyst for change. Protests can reshape agendas and spark crucial debates. It is a voice for the voiceless. And so protest amplifies the voices of the marginalized. Now, true leaders must understand that the essence of protest is to make a difference. And the primary goal is to demand change, not to antagonize government. So instead of demonizing it, our leaders should learn to ask themselves, why are the people protesting? Are the reasons for protesting legitimate? Can they address the reasons for the protest before the protest even begins? Now, the answer to some of these questions would be in the affirmative. For example, are there reasons for this protest, or are the reasons legitimate? The answer is yes. There is hunger in the land. There is untold hardship in the land. People are despairing. People are coming down with all forms of mental health. Now, I may not know the organizers or if there are hidden motives behind this protest, but I know this. Success in
My fellow Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration will be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of facilities in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. The destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died in the protests. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and need us all, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides to work together, reshaping our destiny as a nation. For those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, be warned. The law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build. Our democracy progresses when the constitutional rights of every Nigerian are respected and protected. Our law enforcement agencies should continue to ensure full protection of life and properties of innocent citizens in a responsible manner. My vision for our country is one of a just and prosperous nation where each person may enjoy the peace, freedom, and meaningful livelihood that only democratic good governance can provide. One that is open, transparent, and accountable to the Nigerian people. My dear Nigerians, especially our youth, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and the frustration that drive these protests, and I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. We must work together to build a brighter future where every Nigerian can live with dignity and prosperity. The task before us is a collective one, and I am leading the charge as your president. A lot of work has gone into stabilizing our economy, and I must stay focused on ensuring that the benefits reach every single Nigerian as we promised. My administration is working very hard to improve and expand our national infrastructure and create more opportunities for our young people. Let nobody misinform and miseducate you about your country or tell you that your government does not care about you. Although there have been many dashed hopes in the past, we are in a new era of renewed hope. We are working hard, and the result will soon be visible and concrete for everyone to see, feel, and enjoy. Let us work together to build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. Let's choose hope over fear, unity over division, and progress over stagnation. The economy is recovering. Please, don't shut out this oxygen. Now that we have been enjoying democratic governance for 25 years, do not let the extremists of enemies of democracy use you to promote an unconstitutional agenda that will set us back on our democratic journey. Forward ever, backward never. In conclusion, security operatives should continue to maintain peace, law, and order in our country, following the necessary Convention on Human Rights, to which Nigeria is a signatory. The safety and security of all Nigerians are paramount. Thank you for your attention, and may God continue to bless our great nation. Thank you very much.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. This is an impromptu broadcast due to the president's speech. I was dragged onto this place by my managers that controls me, and I was given a threat of being fired if I don't come and weigh in on the president's speech. Allow me to read the president's oath for you, the oath of office. He said, in line with my constitutional oath. And he will read, I, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear, affirm that I will be faithful and be true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct. I repeat for the record, that I will not allow my personal interests to influence my official conduct or my official decision, that I will do to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will abide by the code of conduct contained in the fifth schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that in all circumstances I will do right to all manner of what? All manner of I will do right to all manner of all people according to the law, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, that I will not directly or indirectly communicate or reveal to any person any matter which shall be brought under my consideration or shall become known to me as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except as may require for the due discharge of my duty as President, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Nigeria. So help me God. Now, if you listen to the president's speech, and I just read the oath of office, his actions so far from May 29, 2023, contradict that oath of office that I just read. And you've listened to the speech, and we are here to weigh in on that speech. I'll put out the link there for those of you who want to come and join and weigh in on this short broadcast that we're going to have tonight. In respect to what? To the president. Does it offer hope to the people? What did he present? Did he concede on anything? I'm going to play it again for us to listen so that we can dissect it. We can break it down. Will it appease to the people that are protesting, to Nigerians at home and abroad? He said, in line with my constitutional oath. What constitutional oath? As his behavior, action reflects the oath that it took. Has their behavior, the second man in command, Chetima, the third man in command, Akpabio, have their behavior so far so good? Reflect the oath of office they took to protect and defend the what? The Nigerian constitution. I know a lot of us will disagree or have disagreed with that constitution. I can understand, but it is what we are using today. And it is what we are going to reference to. And it is a shame after listening to what the president said that he offers no hope to Nigerian people. No hope. Thank you for those of you who have joined in the comment section and those who will be joining later on, those who will come on the platform. And like I said, this is an impromptu broadcast, and I have to come in and do this for us to weigh in because this is day 4 of the protest. Tomorrow will be day 5 of the protest. The president only addressed the Nigerians on day 4, not on day 1 and not before day 1. He chose to do it on day 4. And when he did it, whoa, he made a blunder of it. He offers no hope and no solution to what is on the ground, to the hunger that is what that is on ground that many Nigerians are facing today. So where do we go from here? Is the question we all have to ask ourselves. Will the protest continue? Will it end? Will the people occupy the presidency? Thank you, Mr. Hyde, for joining us. Thank you again. This is an impromptu broadcast, but thank you for coming on the screen. I believe you've listened to the president's speech. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Hyde? The floor is yours. Thank you. Mr. Hyde, can you hear me? You have to unmute yourself, sir, please. The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon, sir. Have you listened to the president's speech?
To be honest with you, yes, but I saw it already yesterday evening around 5 p.m. my time online before this morning. Um,
He seems to be distracted, sir. Do you want me to go to Madam Gladys?
no. That's what I'm trying to remove the distraction.
Okay. Madam Gladys, welcome to the platform. I'll come to you after Mr. Ike.
Pastor.
My sister, God bless you. We were together yesterday, right? Yes, my brother. I listened this morning when I was getting ready to go to church. There was nothing that I was expecting. I mean, everything that he read was what I expected. There was nothing new that I was thinking that is going to come. I only know that it's going to come with harassment, intimidation, and fear to Nigerians. But I think that, after Nigerians listening to the address yesterday, I think he should give them energy to be on the street more, because he did not even mention any of the demand Nigerians are asking for. It's all about the same story we have been hearing since 1 year that he's been in government with his ministers and the people that are they are attack dogs that they put all over the world, all over the networks and the mainstream media. It's always been the same thing we have been hearing all this while. So it's just there is really nothing to write home about. The only area that I think when he talked about the issue of the people calling about other tribes in Nigeria to, bigotry situation kind of situation. But it has always been fallacies, because by now, Bayo Ononoga should have been picked up by his government. A lot of people who are involved in this bigotry, suppose by now that he should have picked a lot of people who are involved in this act in Nigeria since 2023. And the same people that are doing this and are still in his government, they are his supporters in his government. So it's only a charade. It's just what it is, my brother. There is nothing to write home about. The only thing I make out of it is that Nigerians should continue to be on the street, because after reading and after listening, I think we see that they have nothing to offer, only to offer fear and intimidation and power, So I have nothing much to say about it. This is what I think about his address to Nigerians. Thank you, my brother.
Before you go, Mr. Ike, I just received a message that Wale Soyinka condemns the Tinubu speech. What do you have to say to
Oh
that?
yeah. I saw it. I saw it in the morning when after service I was going scrolling my phone. I saw it. Yeah, my brother. To be honest, it is what it is. Every honest and genuine Nigerian, no matter whatever they think and feel about the Nigerian situation, a situation like this, at least it's something good that he was able to speak up, but it's not enough. It's not enough because they are the they are the gasoline that have been engineering the government in power. So I think that in as much as I recognize what he said this morning, it doesn't change anything for me. I still just stand where I stand, that Nigeria will continue to be on the street. That's my point.
Thank you, Mr. Ike. Madam Gladys, but thanks for joining. The floor is yours. I can see your comments, so it's floor is for you to vent.
Yes, it's really annoying because the president was supposed to tackle the issues that the populists have mentioned. He didn't even touch it. He was busy trying to praise what he's planning to do. What is he still planning to do when there is hunger in the land and the people are angry? If he has something to offer them, he should have been able to come up with some certain things. I know that definitely why most people didn't come out today is probably because today is Sunday. Most people went to activities in churches across the country. Even when, like, some of my siblings, they took risks and they went out to attend activities in the church. And but I know that by tomorrow, definitely the people will come out again. They'll come out to the street because he has not really answered us. He's still playing.
I want us. I'm going to play the speech again so that we can dissect. I know you listening to it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, before I play this speech again, I need to put this to us, Mr. Ike and Mrs. Gladys. Certainly, the speech has no hope in it. Did not give Nigerian hopes at all. And there's hunger in the land. Where do we go from here? Given that this speech, because there is no indication that the fuel subsidy will be reversed. There is no indication that whatever is responsible, like the forex, the foreign dollars, will ever come down. There is no indication at all, which means the hunger will get worse. So where do we go from here? That is the question. The protest will be 10 days. Let's say they hold out for 10 days and nothing has been offered, nothing so far, nothing new. Student loan. Do we really need student loan? Who are the people that have benefited, Nigerian citizens that have benefited from this student loan? Where do we go from it? How do we overcome this ever-increasing wickedness? I think I have it here. My question is, Mr. Ike, Madam Gladys, where do we go from here, please? This is a serious matter, not a joking matter. Where do Nigerians go from here? Because from tonight, after this speech or after a speech, tomorrow you're going to see here again that the price of goods and services has gone up. What do we do? How do we overcome this program of ever increasing wickedness? How, please? I'm confused here. Help me out. Thank you. I yield the floor back to you. Either of you can go first. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Go ahead, Madam Gladys.
I've not seen any way out of this lockdown. I call it lockdown because all other avenues for him to actually have pity on the populace, he has paid deaf ears. It's as if he has no feelings for their emotions. Because if he has I didn't see any sign of remorsefulness in his statement from the address this morning. He is still threatening. He does not seem to be any sober, and I don't think the people should stop coming out. They should come out to the 10th day. They said they will protest for 10 days. Possibly after the 10 days, if nothing seems to be happening, they will regroup again and know what next to do. I don't see us overcoming the situation at any point in time, apart from the people coming out to insist on having their rights restored, because the prices of things, I don't think prices of things will come down by today or by tomorrow. He didn't even touch that. And even the essence of paying 70 naira as minimum wage, if I may ask, like I asked someone this morning, if one of his kids is giving 70,000 naira to survive in a month, can the child survive? The child cannot survive with 70 naira. So how do you expect a grown-up man or a grown-up woman to survive with 70,000 naira? What is that going to buy for you? When a bag of rice is 80,000, a model of beans is how much? And some other condiments that you need to buy to cook. So I have not seen him showing any sign that, rather he's trying to make the military to step in to stop the actions of the people. Because I saw somewhere in Abuja, an area in Abuja, if I remember the name, I'll mention it to you. As the protesters were passing through, the soldiers started shooting at them. I wouldn't know if they were live guns or maybe robbers, whatever it is, I don't know. That happened today in Abuja. The soldiers they were just passing on their own. The people were passing on their, and all of a sudden the soldiers, possibly they didn't want them to pass through their barrack. But that was not passing through their barrack, that was on the highway, on the major road. So if they were in their barracks, what was the need for them to come out and start shooting? Who has asked them to shoot? So that's my...
Mr. Hyde, thank you, Madam. Madam, Mr. Hyde, where do we go from here? How do we overcome this program of ever increasing wickedness that our leaders keep pushing?
I think that the way forward is that Nigerians will continue to put up pressure on the government. Those people that have given money, those people that have given bribe, their life is not better. I think that after the 10 days, I think Nigerian Labour Congress and TUC and the other associations in Nigeria, I think by after 10 days, they should begin to join the strike. And because if they do not join the strike, Nigerians, my appeal is that after 10 days, that they should continue. But I am looking forward also, I am positive also looking forward that those people who are going to collect money in Asorok, those people who they use some associations and organizations to say, oh, no, we don't want strike in Nigeria. We can dialogue with government, you know. Those people, they give money to protest against protests, you know. I think maybe after 10 days, they will begin to realize and understand that, you know, that this is the long haul and everybody is involved. So I'm only appealing to Nigerians that they should not give this government a breathing space, you know, but also knowing fully well what the government is all about, knowing fully well what the intimidation and the fear they're trying to use their agencies to put on Nigerians. My appeal to Nigerians is, you know, as long as the protest is going on, let us remain under the confine of the law, you know. Let us try not to take laws into our hands. We know that they are going to instigate some crooks and criminals to infiltrate into the protest. But I think that if the police people are being honest to themselves, they should be able to know the people that are infiltrating the real protest, and they can be able to fish them out. So my own idea from this side where I am is that I am not, if God give Nigeria the grace, I don't want them to, you know, stop. I want them to continue even after 10 days. And as time goes on, it will dawn upon everybody. The world is watching. It's not just only in Nigeria. The international community is watching. And I think what is going on in Nigeria is something that every country in the world should be interested. And I think that they are not just watching for watching's sake. So my hope is that Nigerians don't give up, that they should continue. That's my way forward. Because
Thank
if
you
you
very
go, if you stop, if you say, okay, after 10 days, let us go back, they will regroup again because they know that the only weapon they have is hunger. The politicians and the criminal institution that is ruling Nigeria, the cabal that is ruling Nigeria know that the only weapon they have is to, hunger. So if you give them the opportunity, they will go back and say, I told you, I say, leave these people now. Now just few days, then go tire, you know. But I think that Nigeria has gone beyond then go tire. That's my own view. So I think we shouldn't stop.
Thank you very much, Master Prince. Welcome to the platform. Before you join him, I have defended you fiercely, both on the screen and behind the screen. The allegation that you were the one that wrote the speech for the president is all over the social media. Can you confirm or deny that, please?
I don't know. I can't see Bayo Ononuga here, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, the floor is
Um,
yours.
I think, in fairness, I think that speech and was written by Dr. Damages. I believe he's watching as well. Because there was one he published before now that was going viral, but for some reason, Tinubu decided not to use that one, the first draft. So this is not the first time that the president has had his speech leaked. Again, it leaked. Before I went to bed, I already read the speech. And it was funny, holding my phone while he was reading it, reading with him line by line. And I can tell us, I do not believe that that speech was live. I believe it was recorded. And some people, I would say conspiracy, are actually saying that they also believe that that speech was recorded outside Nigeria. So the question is, what is pursuing him? We don't know. I hope you guys have seen the videos, some of the videos in the suburb of Abuja and some areas in Delta State, where on the streets the military were behaving themselves and the populace were chanting certain languages that I may not be allowed to use on air before I be accused of treason. But that is to tell us where we now are as to what happens in Nigeria. But there is something that I think should be of key concern to us. If we take today's protest, just oppose it by regions. Yesterday, there was massive protest in Aba. They joined. At least thanks to Vanguard newspapers for covering that, and the videos are there. Then beyond that, the protest in Kano was my disappointing moment with Tinubu. The greatest part of it is that Nigeria yesterday lost about 11 human beings, and this is a tragedy. Sorry, 13. And the president did not find it worthy to actually properly acknowledge those individuals, not to even chastise the security agents that opened fire on those innocent Nigerians unprovoked. Because if you see the longer video that has eventually come out today, about 6 minutes 32 seconds, if you watch the entire video, you will see there was no atom of provocation before one of the APC vehicles drove into the crowd. Then they opened fire. The question is, why would lives of citizens whom have come out to say that they are hungry and eventually losing 13 lives, and the president makes a statement without not acknowledging that? The only thing he said was that shops were looted. Obviously, that is condemnable. And leadership, must also stand up to do that. You can see how the British Prime Minister today had condemned what is going on around the UK. That is what leadership is. And he promised that every single person who is involved in that anarchy that had happened in some part of UK today should be and will be brought to book because the faces are out there. You know, I don't think any of us supports anyone going to protest peacefully, then begin to loot, destroy. Of course, if anyone is involved in that, please, the state should arrest and deal with the individual in the language he or she must understand. However, the state also, on the other hand, does not have any right to take life, to abuse citizens, as the case as we have seen in Abuja, where people have come out and you've asked them to go to the Moshood Abiola Stadium, and they have gone there. The state also went there to throw tear gas on them. Thanks goodness, not many who are watching would like this part, but I said thank goodness that the Nobel laureate, Professor Woloshenka, whom today, moments before now, have come out angrily and to chastise and knock President Tinubu to say, no, it is wrong in your speech that you did not acknowledge the high handedness with which the security agents acted in the manner they did. And I said to him, Professor Woloshenka, kudos for speaking up. If this marks the turning point, then many of us will say, welcome to the
Hey,
Woloshenka we knew.
Mazi, isn't that hypocritical of the professor, in your opinion?
Well, you see, I do not know, and I don't want to, dwell on that. But the issue is, um, it when I think when he said something right, you obviously you give him his accolade when necessary. I think it was the right thing to do at this point because let me tell you something. Many Nigerians were actually hoping that Tinubu would have redeemed himself. Apart from sycophants, apart from those who have remnants of corn and they were and the aim in their pockets, many Nigerians do actually somewhat believe that when the president addresses them, promises to take some steps, start taking some steps, that these would have dispersed. However, earlier in the earlier hours of today, when I read that, I said a clear opportunity missed. Had the president, I think I've said it on your program before, had the president engaged Nigerians on Twitter spaces, assuming that he moved that today between 6 to 8 to take 2 hours and take questions from Nigerians, I guarantee you no one will be on the street tomorrow. But maybe he thinks he's the emperor, a man who said he bought himself or he bought his way, according to one of the sheikhs, he bought his way to power. So I do not know what many of other Nigerians will be expecting him to do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay. Mr. Ike, Mazi Prince just said, uh, I respect to Professor Wale Soyinka and his hypocritical position. That is me. Uh, when we see somebody do good, we applaud the person. And when we see somebody do bad, we condemn the person or we condemn the act. But the person in question is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by name, Bola Ahmed. Is getting to office been a lot of controversy, educational qualification, how he made his money, the $430,000 confiscated by the United States government. He never condemned this act. I stand to be corrected. I'm not. I don't possess all knowledge. He did not come out to condemn this act. He didn't condemn the president's speech when he said, "Emiloko, it is my turn." And now we should now applaud him because he condemns. He said the president's speech did not sit well with him. Is that the case, Mr. Ike?
Well, it's hard for me to, like I said before, that when I read his comment after I've come out from the service this morning, I was not impressed. I was not moved because, like as you said, I see it as, you know, hypocritical. But from the side of from the angle of Mazi, I can understand from the angle Mazi is coming from, the angle of, okay, if he thinks that he has repented, let it start from today, right? And I think that is from the angle that Mazi is coming from, and I could understand that because as a human being, as a, as a human being, they say when we wrong somebody or when we do something wrong, we realize and recognize that and try to amend and apologize sincerely. I mean, it has to do with sincerity also. I think our forgiveness should be accepted, right? So if this is the beginning of a new thing to come from him, I also will be able to welcome it because he himself also had followers. There are people also that listen to him also. So I think that if it's a new leaf that is trying to, is trying to germinate for us Nigerians, I also will be able to welcome it. But I am going to watch until, as time goes on, as this protest goes on, I will continue to, watch what he's going to say because I don't think that the protest is ending today or tomorrow by the grace of God, as I am thinking. So I will keep watch what his comment will be in future. So, but as it is, like Mazi said, I do not expect anything from the president because during the campaign, during the election, he has never spoken to Nigerians. He didn't speak to. He never told us what he's going to do as president. We didn't know what he said he's going to do. Only I'm going to make bread, ewa, agbado. Those are the things. But where is the agbado right now? Where is the maize? Where is the bread? Where is the maize? We can't even see the maize. We can't even see the bread, and all the things he was saying, right? So Mazi said he should engage Nigerians in Twitter spaces, which, I mean, listen, this government has almost 1 month, a kind of 1 month notice before this protest started, right? But they were busy buying people over. They were busy spending money, buying traditional rulers, buying religious leaders, buying community leaders, buying youth wings of organizations. They were spending much time. They had the opportunity. Mr. Tinubu had the opportunity before this time around to speak to Nigerians one to one, right? But he didn't do that because he feels like he feels he's an emperor, right? Instead, he's speaking through Minister of Wars. He's speaking to Bayo Ononoga, talking through people that have no credibility in any sort. People that their questionable characters have been exposed since 2023. They're the people that are speaking for him. So he doesn't have anything to say to Nigerians. Because if he said town union, a town hall meeting with the president, he can't even stay there for more than 10 minutes because he will not even appear. So I don't think that this man is ready because he felt that like Mazi said from the beginning, he bought his power, and so it's his money, can do whatever he wants. So I'm not expecting anything much, but I just believe and I just hope those people, Nigerians that lost their lives. I was listening to Kamala Harris in Michigan or somewhere he went. Some people that lost their lives. She was calling them by their names. She was recognizing the people that lost their life by their names. This is what leadership is all about. This is leadership. You bring succor to the families that are lost their dear one because they are fighting for their right. Right? But he felt that he is the emperor, it doesn't matter because the security officers of Nigeria, the police, the military, they are the people that are sharing Nigerian money. Some of them, they can't even build their trousers anymore, but they're supposed to be fighting, right? So it's sad and it's something I cannot understand, right? So he could have done that, what Mazi said. If he had mentioned those names one by one, he would have shown a sign of leadership. But no, because they believe he is the commander-in-chief. So he can do whatever he wants. He can command the armies tomorrow to take over anywhere they want to take over, and nothing will happen. So this is it, my brother. And when I saw that thing last week, when Kamala Harris was doing that, it showed me, I mean, conscience that somebody has a human feeling that a family lost somebody, because none of us can create any human being. We should be able to value life, more especially when life is lost because of the bad government of a country. It is sad. These people who lost their life, they didn't have gun, they didn't have knife, but they were asking government to give them what they need, the thing that they desire as human beings. As servant of their people, these are the things we are asking for. Nigerians are hungry. Give us food. That is what we're asking for.
Thank you, Mr. Ike. Madam Gladys, welcome our women. Madam Gladys, you've heard what Mazi Prince said, and you heard of what Mr. Ike said. The president's speech, should we take it as a man who has repented because he did acknowledge people who died? Or should we take it as...
No, sorry. I think you're mixing things up here.
Okay.
He said the president's speech. He said it's the president's speech. Should we take him as a man who has repented? How? Repented how? How?
No. Let me finish. We're giving Wale Soyinka a benefit of that. Let me say this.
Okay.
I'm going to say this.
Okay, unless you're bringing this over. But again, let me respond to Ike there.
Okay.
Please. What we are saying is, and I read some comments also already of my distinct with Soyinka. It shows that maybe some of our viewers are really need to up their games in terms of their listening and comprehension. Is that my allusion to Wole Soyinka knocking Tinubu has nothing to do with whether he's atoning his sins, if any, or whether he's coming forward or going backward. No. What I'm saying is, and however you think, whatever you and I on this platform says about Tinubu or Wole Soyinka, the comments made by him has changed all the rant all of us has been saying, because his comment carries weight. Whether you like him, you hate him, you dislike him, his comment carries weight that by tomorrow, that comment would likely make headline. And when it does, it's going to affect the presidency in the perception. Now, that comment will now give weight for other people to weigh in. Actually, Mr. President, these are the names of people that died and you did not. Do you understand? So, I think, guys, people should be, we should be a strategic people that, I don't like this man, and therefore everything he says is a waste of. No. In this case, I do believe that the statement he made will play to the favor of those who are protesting, because he has given them the impetus, he has given them the backing to say, to confirm, because the people who were protesting are saying, oh, no, 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 this thing was done by the security agents. But everybody kept quiet. But by what Voloshenko has said, he has actually confirmed to say these people were peaceful. Now, in science, when you want to write empirical stuff, you'll be said, cite your sources. Whether you be genuine or not, anything you say without reference amounts to nothing. Even when you are smarter than whoever written whatever you're referencing, because it's not your own idea. You'll be told what is your reference. Now, Woloshoyinka is the reference. Reference that he's now affirming that actually the president, or rather the security agent was, that they were too, brutal, so to say, to the people who came out to protest in Kano, right? I think that, however you dice it, is going to change the narrative moving forward. And this has already begun.
Okay, thank you. Madam Gladys, the floor is yours, please.
It is a bit, there's nothing complicated here, because like Ogamazi has said here, by tomorrow we are going to see what is going to be the outcome of what has taken place today. Like I said earlier on, most people didn't come out today. Most of the places I watched, most of the people were not there. But I know that by tomorrow the anger will descend on the people once again, particularly now that Professor Wole Soyinka has spoken. I'm sure some other meaningful Nigerians are definitely going to come out with their own ideas, or not to support what the president has done, by not mentioning the names. Like if it is in any other country, particularly someone has written here that he actually talked about those that died, that he actually sympathized with them. In what way has he sympathized with them? That's what I read here now. Someone said
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Well,
Let's
no, no. Hold
let-
on. He spoke about them in passing, and
okay.
almost in the same sentence, talked about the damages. Not why we do not support the damages. What we are saying is that the people didn't die on their own volition. Something happened to them. That part is what was not acknowledged. Something happened to them.
Okay.
You could have as well
I,
asked the security agents to be more careful to apprehend those causing trouble. But how? I mean, nobody who actually watched that video were innocent people with leaves, and you opened fire on them. Havana, and one of them was, which I think probably drank fermented brukutu, was just jumping up and down everywhere, jumping, and I mean, this
okay.
is
I
unacceptable.
think we should I'll play the video again. Then Madam Gladys will continue. Then I will be welcome. I speak the truth. You have to turn on your camera. Thank you for turning on your camera. We'll play the video again, please, because we're
Please
here to
do.
analyze. All right, thank you very much. And also, while watching the video, I observed something. There are two flags here: the Nigerian flag and the other flag.
yeah,
Which
it's the,
country is the other flag? I
that
don't
looks
understand.
No, no, it's not a country.
Okay,
Actually,
all right.
it's not
All
a country.
right.
That
Let-
flag looks
Yeah,
like a Russian flag, but that
but
flag is not.
Russia is a country. Russia is a country.
No, no, no,
Okay,
no.
it looks like a Russia crap.
No, it
Okay,
looks like a Russian flag, but that
Russia
flag,
flag.
if you Google it, just Google CNC flag. That is chief of you know CNC flag Nigeria. You see it, and you
All right,
see
all right.
pictures. Even he has been with
Commander in
Buhari or
chief.
whatever.
Commander in
Commander in
chief.
chief
All
flag.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
And it's been in existence for long, not
Yes,
just
it's been.
in this
It
time.
was
All right.
changed. It was before gray green, but I think in 2012, it was changed to pure green. So now
Okay.
it's in four layers. Green is the last bit.
Okay. Let me play the speech again, and we'll come back and dissect it. Welcome. Thank you. I speak the truth to the platform.
My fellow Nigerians, I speak to you today with a heavy heart and sense of responsibility, aware of the turmoil and violent protests unleashed in some of our states. Notably, among the protesters were young Nigerians who desired a better and more progressive country where their dreams, hope, and personal aspiration will be fulfilled. I am especially pained by the loss of lives in Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, the destruction of facilities in some states, and the wanton looting of supermarkets and shops, contrary to the promise of protest organizers that the protest will be peaceful across the country. The destruction of properties set us back as a nation, as scarce resources will be again used to restore them. I commiserate with the families and relations of those who have died and the protests. We must stop further bloodshed, violence, and destruction. As the president of this country, I must ensure public order in line with the constitutional oath to protect the lives and property of every citizen. Our government will not stand idly by and allow a few with a clear political agenda to tear this nation apart. Under the circumstances, I hereby enjoin protesters and the organizers to suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and need us all, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides, to work together, reshaping our destiny as a nation. For those who have taken undue advantage of this situation to threaten any section of this country, be warned. The law will catch up with you. There is no place for ethnic bigotry or such threats in the Nigeria we seek to build. Our democracy progresses when the constitutional rights of every Nigerian are respected and protected. Our law enforcement agencies should continue to ensure full protection of life and properties of innocent citizens in a responsible manner. My vision for our country is one of a just and prosperous nation where each person may enjoy the peace, freedom, and meaningful livelihood that only democratic good governance can provide. One that is open, transparent, and accountable to the Nigerian people. My dear Nigerians, especially our youth, I have heard you loud and clear. I understand the pain and the frustration that drive these protests, and I want to assure you that our government is committed to listening and addressing the concerns of our citizens. But we must not let violence and destruction tear our nation apart. We must work together to build a brighter future where every Nigerian can live with dignity and prosperity. The task before us is a collective one, and I am leading the charge as your president. A lot of work has gone into stabilizing our economy, and I must stay focused on ensuring that the benefits reach every single Nigerian as we promised. My administration is working very hard to improve and expand our national infrastructure and create more opportunities for our young people. Let nobody misinform and miseducate you about your country or tell you that your government does not care about you. Although there have been many dashed hopes in the past, we are in a new era of renewed hope. We are working hard, and the result will soon be visible and concrete for everyone to see, feel, and enjoy. Let us work together to build a brighter future for ourselves and for generations to come. Let's choose hope over fear, unity.
Thank you. Let me bring everybody back. Sorry about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was thinking, why do you have to allow it to go so long? We needed that
Uh, I nearly fell asleep.
only that phrase. We didn't need all
It's
this.
our president. We
Which,
must
I mean,
give.
it's your president.
That was so torturous. Wallah, you just tortured me
Okay.
for how many minutes now?
I am especially pained and commensurate. Is that not a sign of empathy and a symbol of repentance of someone? And as such, we should make room or excuse for him, just we are making for Mr. Professor Wale Soyinka. Awibo, I think Madam Gladys, you have to speak next. Then I'll go to her. Madam Gladys, he said he's especially pained over the death of people that died and commensurate with their family. Is that not evidence of a man who has repented? And as such, we should make room for him the way we make room for Wale Soyinka. That we should applaud the president for saying that, shouldn't we? In your opinion? You're muted, man.
That's a campaign speech for 2027 he just read.
We can't hear you, Madam. Can you speak up, please? We still cannot hear you, Madam Gladys. I think there's something wrong with your system. We can't hear you. We still can't hear you. While Madam Gladys fix our system, Awibo, the floor is yours. Please take it easy on the president because this is your face. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening to every one of you. Mazuzeke, how are you, sir? I hope you're doing well.
Well,
Yes.
what I go do now? Only hunger they pursue me.
It be so way there for Ghana too.
I could send me some say this. You don't pass Nigeria money.
I tell you, he say, good evening to all our, listeners and those in the comment section. And I, as a former military soldier, I denounce the use of disproportionate force on innocent civilians, especially unarmed civilians. I don't think during my own time in the military, I had the opportunity to use such, force on unarmed people. It is despicable, and I expected the president to announce the prosecution of those people responsible for the senseless slaughter of those innocent people, that whose fault for the killing is that they are carrying leaves, that they came out to speak, to vent, their dissatisfaction on the, administration of the president. If I can, I can speak, although we still have problem in Ghana here, but I can speak of my own country where people you kill. If a security officer killed, in fact, during the last election, 4 people were killed during that election. And those police officers that were responsible for the killing of those Ghanaian people are under trial today. That this is a small country that is not as big or as wealthy as Nigeria. I would have loved a situation where the president will first of all announce outrightly the interdiction of those security officers and furthermore to prosecute them, because it's becoming one too many. They did it to agitators, they did it to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they did it to Sunday Igboho, they did it to youths of Nigeria that caused the NSAS, protests. Even at that NSAS protest, as these youths were protesting against the brutal nature of the Nigerian security agencies, they were also senselessly slaughtered at Lekki and elsewhere. That should not be encouraged in Nigeria, because the more you allow them to go free, the more they do it. They carry out this, dastardly act against innocent people. As for Wole Soyinka, his statement is good. I will commend him when he speaks the right thing and what the people wants to, hear from him as an elder statesman. But sometimes when he go flat, I will also criticize him like I have criticized him in the past. I wouldn't want us to, in my own opinion, I would say we should just, cut that slack for him because he has spoken the truth and on time right now. I expected for the president's speech, for me, it is empty. That speech is not encouraging. There is no tangible, there is no hope for the common man that is there on the street. The Talakawas in the north, in the south, and so on and so forth. I did not see any tangible or something that can make Nigerians to smile that the president did. I expected him to cut down the number of ministers he has appointed. I expected him to cut down, to announce the cutting down of government expenditure that has taken so much money from the government to the detriment of the people that are below there. I expected him to return subsidy, if at all Nigeria is paying subsidy. Like the evidences are abound that subsidy has been a scam for a long time. Nigeria is not paying subsidy on any petroleum product at all. I would have loved him to do that. In fact, for taking out subsidy without any measures to curtail the effect of those subsidies in the first place, was a very big blunder on his side, and someone who claimed to be educated and know most of this and the implication of pulling out a feeding bottle from a child that you're about to win. So these are some of the things that I have seen there. And for me, you see, I will still reiterate what I said. There comes a time in a nation where security operatives must be called to answer questions when they kill innocent people. And I do not know if Nigerians will be able to ask for such. The disproportionate use of force against unarmed Nigerians must be stopped. And those culprits, those that are perpetrating all this, must be made to pay so that it will act as a deterrent to other trigger-happy, officers. The only time I had the opportunity to kill was in the war front, about 5 of them that I participated. So I don't see the reason why innocent people will be slaughtered left, right, and center the way they are being slaughtered in a country they call their own for exercising their constitutional rights.
All right. However,
That is what I have to say. Thank you so much.
I'll come back to you, Madam Gladys. Do you think this current government has a moral right to prosecute these soldiers that carried out, or the police that killed these innocent people? Mr. Awibu highlighted the NSAS, nothing has been done, and several other incidents. Do you think this president, this current government, has any moral right or morality within its government to hold people accountable? I think Madam Gladys is not with us this evening. I will go to I speak the truth. Madam Gladys, did you hear what I said? Do you want me to repeat myself? I can't hear you, Madam Gladys. You're still not speaker. Your volume. I think there's something. Maybe you should go out completely and give a StreamYard permission to your audio and video. Then you can come back. I speak the truth, so I'll prove. Do you think this current government have any moral standing to prosecute those who perpetrated this evil?
I mean, why not? If someone was responsible for killing innocent citizens, whether a government official or another ordinary citizen, then it is the right of the president as commander in chief and the chief law enforcement officer of the country to call for their prosecution, indictment, and conviction.
No,
Now,
let me. I think you don't understand my question. I mean, considering the fact of many things that have happened in this last 1 year of the current president, looting, extortion, uh, buying aeroplanes, and everything without being held accountable or without them saying they're above the law. The vice president came out saying Nigerians were protesting idiots. The Senate president made mockery, eating whatever the food it is. Do you think they can do that? I mean, you know everything that has happened. So I'm asking you a straightforward question. Does this government have that moral right to prosecute anyone?
I'm my answer is going to remain the same. I'm going to go based on the constitutional right and the constitutional responsibility that has been given to the government of Nigeria is, especially the president as commander in chief, is to prosecute and prosecute any crimes committed on the geographical region called Nigeria, and to protect the the citizens and the country. So my answer to that question, regardless of how you reframe it, is going to be it will be his responsibility
Okay.
to
Uh,
to prosecute any
okay.
crimes
Can you
that
give me an example of anyone this current government has prosecuted? I respect your position.
I can't. But you're asking if he has the moral right in regards to the fact that people have supposedly, because we do not know, but supposedly they've pilfered. If you ask me personally, I think it's a very corrupt government, right? But they
Thank you for
we
that. I
yeah,
appreciate you saying that.
well, I've always said that, but
Okay.
we say that it is a very corrupt government, right? So, but the bottom line is, what is their responsibility as a government, regardless of if they're buying yachts or they're buying planes or they're buying mansions and spending the money on their girlfriends? It doesn't matter. What matters right now is if people have died, extrajudicial killings have occurred on that geographical region called Nigeria, and you are the CNC, then it is not a question of just morality at this point. It is a question of what is your constitutional duty. And his constitutional duty is to bring whoever's responsible for those deaths to book.
It did reference to his constitutional oath, and I read it at the start of I had to quickly pick the constitution. and I read it out. Okay. So he knows his constitutional right, and it's not something hidden anywhere. My last question to you is, in your opinion, so far so good, has he upheld the oath of office, the constitution? So far so good
with regards to what
in regards to everything.
is years in office or the last few days?
The years in office, particularly these last few days.
Excuse me.
It's
Well,
a yes or no.
no, it's not a yes or no question. That's a
Okay,
very
go
low.
ahead.
That's a very loaded question. If you say, has he upheld his responsibility to the country? Um, it's a loaded question. I'd say no. I'd say
Thank you
no.
very
I'd say no because I think the lives of Nigerians have not. For example, I think Nigerians have become more used to death and carnage occurring on the land. Like violence is no longer a problem. It's not something that shatters the image. So all these things happen and nobody like seems phased. I thought actually we were talking about the protests and there were certain things I would, if you permit me, I was
Okay.
gonna speak about.
Before we come to that, let me go to Mazi Priest. Mazi Priest,
All right.
we're back again to where we started your opening and highlighting Wale Soyinka. My question now is to you is, we are all the president's speech offers hope. By tomorrow, you are
Offers
still in
you, oh
Nigeria.
no, 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 offers you hope, or because I'm not part of those
Off,
that he offered hope.
I said the offers no hope.
Ah,
No hope.
okay. I thought you said the
No.
president's speech offered hope. So I want to
Oh no no no
disaffiliate
no
myself.
no no no. Oh okay, no no, don't worry. I'm on your side. We are together. I defended you because you wrote the speech for him. So
I
you
can't do
probably
that
the same
badly anyway.
you probably the same person playing piano in the background during the speech. Where do we go from here? Because tomorrow the price of things will not come down if we keep going up. So, seeing that the president's speech did not offer any hope in respect to the hunger in the land, where do we go from here?
Well, I think aside the I think a couple of months back, I encouraged Nigerians to say that aside the mouthing and talking about that there is hunger, our hands are actually also not broken that we cannot even do some minor and little farming or gardening in our balconies, or those that live in bungalows, outside, where we have seen people do a lot with used cement sacks. But aside that, I think tomorrow is going to be a testament as to the resolve of the protesters. But I am concerned for tomorrow. I am concerned. You know why I'm concerned for tomorrow? Let me take our minds back that the president, while he was talking, or while he was in that very lackluster speech, used the word turmoil. He used the word violence protest. He used the word that those who promised peaceful protest, that it wasn't peaceful. And he used the word destructions. Finally, which is the strategy they've applied from day one in order to give people fear. It says, agenda to tear the nation apart. Now, he comes in at some point, uses the word ethnic bigotry. The moment he made that reference, I laughed. I said, well, in your, the closest person to you who deals with your strategic communication is the commander-in-chief of the ethnic bigots. So if you have and you warehouse such an individual too close to you, then I would never take you serious if you are basically making that reference. Now, and here, people, the reason why I'm concerned for tomorrow, because he has used these words, destruction of properties, he's used the word agenda to tear the nation apart and said that the protest was a violent one. Not that the security agent made the protest a violent one. No protester shot at the police. If they were criminals, the criminals were imported by the government themselves in order to cause havoc. The guy granting an interview in Ojota on Friday that was smacked on the right eyes, broke his glasses, caught on camera. The guy who smacked him is actually a government agent. The violence that we witness today, the violent disperse in Ojota today, is done by those invited, the touts invited by the government. So if we stay on this trajectory, the impetus of the conversations that the presidency and those who they pay to infiltrate this protest gives me concern that tomorrow they would rely on the fact that he has said that the protests and the protesters should stop. They will rely on the fact that the president have used his mouth to tell them that this protest has an agenda, that this protest is there to destroy Nigeria. Therefore, they will intensify their high-handedness in handling this protest. Finally, if I look at this, there is part of what he played before where he said that they should create room for dialogue. I say, come on, Oga, Baba. They do not have capacity for them to create room for dialogue because they've given you and they've given the presidency their demands. Because you are the one who holds the yam and holds the knife, if there is any atom of conversation that ought to be initiated, it ought to now come from the president because their demand is now they've stretched out their hand and say, these are our demands. The demand has been taken. Sadly, in your speech, none of those demands were attended to. The speech, in my view, could be best described as the official opening of the 2027 Presidential Campaign Council within the team. Because that's what it is. He started talking about the Renewed Hope Home, how many homes they are building, blah, blah, blah. Is it because you're building homes? Not be who chop, they stay inside house. And by the way, we're going to build in some state 500 units. What's 500 units? Some people do much better than that as individual, not talk of government. So at the end of the day, I do not know if any of you have visited the website. Then that's a story for another day. But the bottom line here is that I'm worried for tomorrow. I'm worried that the tension may escalate tomorrow. I'm worried that by Tuesday and Wednesday, some states may declare total curfew or total lockdown that may even extend to 24 hours. So that's my honest view before I leave you guys.
Thank you, Master Prince. Thank you for stopping by, and I will continue to defend you
No, don't
against
defend me
those.
because I didn't write it. I've told you
Against
who wrote
those.
it. It was written by Rudolph Okonkwo.
Mr. Ike, before I go to Before I go to Madam Gladys, the president said the organizers promised that there will be no violence. It's going to be peaceful. Do you believe him? It is.
No, I do not believe whatever he says. I've never believed him because he's an illegitimate president in Nigeria. I do not recognize his government. I do not believe in whatever they say. The only thing is I agree completely with what Mazi said, even though he has left. I think those points he added to this address is a kind of an instrument they want to use for going forward from tomorrow. The security forces, they will be able to use high-handedness to to handle the situation from tomorrow. Like Mazi said, I quite agree that probably at some point some state will declare state of emergency or curfew in some state, because even when what happened the other day, I was thinking that it's not going to be demonstration in Kano, but they came out again. So it's tomorrow. A lot of people who went to church today, people were able to relax today, and who were able to listen to address by tomorrow. I think the anger is going to be more because there was nothing in the speech. So I think those lines that he inputted into that speech is a place he's going to lay his power as the commander in chief to ask his security officers to go high-handedness, from tomorrow, because he had never recognized it, that it was a peaceful protest. Whatever that happened was all engineered and organized by the illegality government that is in power. And I think that, for everything he said in that address, the people that are around him, his advisors, his spokesmen and women, and all his cronies. They are the brain, they are the architect, they are the commanders of everything he has written in his address. So if you want to let Nigerians know that he's serious, by now I'm expecting some people would have been fired, some people would have been arrested, some of the ministers would have been fired by before now, and all this, all this spending of wasteful spending at the National Assembly and the Executive Council, I think by now it would have gone. But listen, my brother, nothing good is going to come out of it from these people. So I really concur with what Mazi said, and I think that is where they want to stay by trying to intimidate Nigerians, use force, and at the end of the day, as he has declared that it was a violent protest, a destruction of properties, and you know. So I hope that I hope for a better day for Nigeria. That's my point.
Thank you very much. And I'm glad that you've been out in and out. I hope your system is functioning very well now. Can you say hello
Yes.
to us?
Can you
All
hear
right,
me?
thank you. Yes, loud and clear. We can hear you.
Yes, because I
Uh,
went out and came back.
okay. The president looked frail, very, very frail. The At a point he rested on the podium. It seems somebody instructed him to signal him to stand up erect back again. I don't know. As a wife, hypothetically, a wife to the president, just like what's his name, Joe Biden was asked, would if you were his wife, if you were his wife, would you ask him to step down, look after his health, or you ask him to continue? Because let's be honest with ourselves here. I was disgusted by the Joe Biden's wife encouraging him to go on, knowing fully well that it's frail. Uh, you women carried a lot of power, influence. So would you use your influence on him to say, "My love, my sweetheart, my darling, you've been there for me. I don't think this is for you anymore." Is that what you would do? Or you would cheer him on and on and on?
Thank you very much. The situation now has actually gone out of hand because the Nigerian populace gave him about 1 full month. They were threatening, this is what we are planning to do, and this is not what we are not planning to do. And for him to wait until after 3 days before he came out today to address the nation, from the look of things, the way I looked at him, the man is not comfortable. He looks as if he's a bit shaking. They call him Jabagan, whatever people call him, I don't know. He is a bit, if you look at him, he's not as comfortable as he used to look like in the past. He knows that what is going on is not a small issue. What happened in Kenya started like this. Before you know it, the politicians knew that things were getting out of hand and they had to look for a way of escape. How come most of our people traveled out of the country? Why are they running? Things have really actually gone out of place. That, for instance, in the north, like I said, was it yesterday or so? I schooled in the north. In the past, nothing could have convinced the northerners to join in the ongoing on protest. The hunger in the land has eaten deep into their souls and bodies. Because in the past, the leaders used to convince them that they should not speak up. No matter the situation, they should just stay quiet, that the people will provide for them. Look at what happened in Kano. Storehouses, they broke into storehouses to go and remove foodstuffs. The way the northerners are even gathering, I don't think we have gathered like that in the south. Look at what happened in Kano. Look at what happened in Jigawa and other states. Look at what happened in Katsina State. If by within the week, like Mazi Ezoke said, by tomorrow, most of our people will begin to go through the president's address. They'll get more, that the anger will be double what it was in the past, in the few days past, because he has not really actually addressed any issue. He's just telling them that they should remain calm. The hunger is biting hard. Children are looking malnourished. Some of the children in the north, the pictures they are showing, they're not good pictures. I know that in the south, we may say that not the same thing we are suffering in the south. The southerners are suffering it, but not compared to what is going on in the north. The rate of hunger in the north, despite the fact that they are the ones bringing in foodstuff, bringing in things from Just and the rest of them. What we noticed that happened in Kano was something else. I know that in the next few days, by tomorrow, no one knows what will happen by tomorrow. We already in Monday, we're still here, we're still having Sunday here in our own side. But I know that definitely the people will not give up. The protests will have to continue until their demands are met by the president. He will not tell me that he has no solution. He has a lot of things to sit up with his cabinet. Whatever decision they have to take now have to favor the people. Because this government was elected by the people. Or even if they were not legally elected, people brought them in. And they have seen that they have failed the people. Nothing is working. Thank you so much. That's what I have to
Thank
say
you.
for now.
I
Yes.
speak the
I will,
truth before I
yes, I will not
cross out.
encourage him. I will only encourage him to look for the lasting solution to how things can be sorted out. But from the way he spoke this morning, he's not looking for any solution. He's not ready.
Thank you. I speak the truth. You want to speak on it?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I wish Mazzy was still on here because he's the one I really wanted to ask a question. Because while I agree, and it also occurred to me, and I disagree, I caught the words the president was using, and there were certain words he was using that sounded like dog whistles to me, which are obviously signals to the security apparatus to clamp down on violent protesters. And while I also agree that it is not beneath the Nigerian government, then they're not averse to using financial inducements as a strategy to enlist people to protest on their behalf. I just wanted to ask him how he knew that the person that got his glasses smacked off in the interview he referenced was a miscreant hired by the government. And he's not here right now, so I'm not going to go on with that. But that was just something I wanted to note, because we also need to be careful at this, as much as we are displeased and as much as we are unhappy with the situation on ground, we also need to be careful at our assertions and pronouncements so we do not further inflame the polity. That said, was the president's speech inspiring? No. But contrary to what was initially stated when I came in, and this is what I wanted to talk about, when Ike said the president did not mention the people, he didn't name them, he should have commiserated. As we've seen in the videos, he did commiserate with the people. And then Madame and him, they saying, well, why didn't he mention the names individually? I mean, we're talking about a country where collation of identity is it's we don't not even know who's a Nigerian citizen. The collection of identity is just all over the place. So should he, for example, have called for the prosecution of those responsible for the deaths of the citizens? Yes. Could he have said, okay, we're going to restructure the government, reduce the government, merge parastatals, and fired some ministers? He could have done that, but he hasn't. Could he have made a speech to the people earlier? Personally, if it was me, that was what I would have done. But once the protest started, the only thing I would have done if I came to speak to the people would have not been what he said. Me, because at this point now it is chess. We're laying down our stakes. You've given me 10 days. I would have just come out and said, listen, I support you guys. Go ahead, do what you have to do, protest. You have the right as Nigerians to gather together as far as you do it lawfully and without threat of life or destruction of properties, and do what you want. And then after 10 days, then we can talk. But for now, I would have not come out and given pseudo threats or said, oh, we can talk or suspend the protest. No, go ahead, do your thing. And then after 10 days, then we'll discuss. But it is what it is. For now, I think he blundered. I think he made a big blunder by making that speech and saying a lot of the things he said yesterday.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank Mr. Ike, Madam Gladys, and Executive Mazik. Those in the comment section. Let's listen to this music as we call it a night here on this platform. Thank you once again for joining me in this impromptu broadcast. Have a lovely week ahead.
You too. Bye-bye.
Nigeria, arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call obey to serve our fatherland.
Our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so.
Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without our might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity.
Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call obey. To serve our fatherland. We love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so.
Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria call obey. To serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without our might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity.
Arise, my people, arise, my
with love and strength and
Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call obey. To serve our fatherland. We love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so.
Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria call obey. To serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without our might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity.
Arise, my people, arise, my
with love and
nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so.
Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland, with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so.
Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland, with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so.
Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve without our might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity. Arise, my people. Arise, my
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.